So recently I did a video about my top 20 rehabbing tips that I did in under 10 minutes-ish. Well, today we're going to be heading into the world of wholesaling, and I'm going to give you my top 20 wholesaling tips in under 10 minutes. You're not going to want to miss this one. Okay, welcome back, clever investors. It's your boy Cody Sperber dropping another value bomb on today's training video. Today we're talking wholesaling, specifically my top 20 tips for wholesaling in under 10 minutes. But before we dive into the good stuff, hit that subscribe button, turn on post notifications. That way you're alerted whenever I drop fresh new content like I'm doing right now. All right, for everybody else that has been here for a while, welcome back. Let's dive on in. All right, in order to do this in under 10 minutes, let's throw up a little clock. See if I can do this. All right, tip number one is don't underestimate the power of driving for dollars. Now, this is a very powerful time-tested strategy that's worked for many wholesalers over the years. Now, driving for dollars, it literally just consists of you driving around neighborhoods looking for vacant and abandoned properties. And when you find one, you literally just, write down the address of the property. Maybe you knock on the door, see if it truly is vacant or abandoned. If the homeowner answers, talk to them. If not, maybe talk to the neighbors, get some, intel, but then go back to your house, look up the taxable mailing address, and just send a little handwritten note off to the owner saying that you want to pay cash for their property. Now, I highly recommend that you do this because driving for dollars, it helps you not only learn your neighborhoods, but it also puts you in a position to lock up potential deals that other wholesalers may not capture. Consistently driving for dollars will give you a competitive advantage. So please don't underestimate the power of driving for dollars. All right, tip number two is build your profit into your offer. Now, when you get a hold of a seller and you made it to the offer stage of the negotiations, don't forget to build in your profit as a wholesaler into your offer. Now, here's what I mean by that. Let's just say you got a motivated seller and they want to close. They want you to pay $50,000. I don't know why you do this. $50,000 for the property. And you believe that you can wholesale a deal for, $55,000. If you're going to get it for $50 and you can sell it for $55, the most that you can actually offer is $45. That way, when you mark it up 10 grand, you built in your $10,000 profit. So always make your offers with your built-in profit as a wholesaler built right in. All right, tip number three is attend REIA meetings to network with potential buyers. Now, REIA stands for Real Estate Investor Association meetings, and they're a great place to network. 9 times out of 10, you're going to be, meeting seasoned investors at these meetings who can help point you in the right direction with your investing career. Now, I've never been part of a bad REIA meeting. I usually meet potential partners there, investors, investor-friendly real estate agents, closing agents, other wholesalers. Definitely go to these meetings. Now, tip number four is consider joint venturing to get more deals done. Now, when you're just starting off, it can be very difficult to get a lot of deals done. Consider joint venturing with some seasoned wholesalers so you can close deals faster and more often. This is called co-wholesaling. Sometimes joint venturing with other wholesalers can be a good thing because it can lead to you making your own connections. It can also help you understand what types of deals buyers are actually looking for, and it just makes the process a lot simpler. You focus on selling to your cash buyers, and they focus on going out and getting more deals. It's a win-win. Tip number five is identify or locate the best zip codes to market in. Now, I've already talked about this in a prior video, so if you haven't seen it, I'll drop a link right up here. And here's what I know to be true. Finding the right zip codes is absolutely crucial to being successful as a wholesaler. Use free resources like ListSource or consider investing money into a system like the Deal Automator. That's going to tell you where all the cash buyers are actually doing their deals. Marketing the right areas will increase your chances of getting deals done. Tip number six is focus on high equity lists. Now listen, I've said this before. The equation for success in wholesaling is simple. It's motivation plus equity equals success or equals potential deals. Equity is the difference between what is owed on a home and the value of the home. It's essentially the cash that's trapped within the property. People have higher levels of equity in their homes. They're traditionally more inclined to take offers to be able to unlock that equity, especially when they're going through a tough situation. It's going to give you your highest chances for success. Don't waste your time with people who don't have equity in their homes unless you're like a short sale expert, all right? If you want to wholesale, you got to be able to buy the properties at a discount. Tip number 7 is use virtual assistants so you can scale faster. Leverage equals power, all right? Power. And it's really, really important that you master the art of leveraging other people's time, money, resources, skill, capabilities, connections, all of it. All right, now consider leveraging virtual assistants because they can do market research for you, qualify sellers, do direct mail, market research. They can literally do almost any administrative task, and they could do it from the Philippines. It's awesome. Traditionally more affordable than hiring somebody locally. And like I said, I like hiring out of the Philippines. They speak great English. They understand. They work, great hours, and a lot of them have actually worked with other wholesalers and real estate investors. So finding a already qualified VA is very, very easy. All right, tip number 8 is understand how to estimate repairs. Being able to estimate repairs properly is absolutely crucial to giving you your best offer to the seller. In the beginning, you're probably going to suck at knowing what every little thing within a house is going to cost you, all right? Unless you have a construction background. So instead, I want you to use a very simple formula. Here's what it is. Take the square footage of a house and multiply it by $20 for a light rehab, $30 for a medium rehab, $40 for a full rehab, and $50 for a luxury rehab. For how much the repairs potentially are going to cost, it's not deadly accurate, but it's going to be good enough for wholesaling. All right, tip number 9 is during your seller appointments, walk around the house when they're giving you a property tour with a yellow legal pad and a red pen. This is a pro tip right here. It's going to help you out during your negotiations. Here's how it works. At the end of the day, sellers know that they're not going to get top dollars for their properties, but they still don't want to, sell it to you at a massive discount. And if you just throw out a lowball number to them, they're probably going to reject you immediately. So we got to kind of set ourselves up for success. And how we do that is we walk around with a yellow legal pad and a red pen. As the seller is giving us a property tour, we're writing down every single thing we notice that needs to be repaired or updated within the property. And we take notes in front of the seller. And then what I like to do is right before I go into my offer making stage, I take the seller back to the ugliest room in the house and I review my notes with them. And this just lets them know that I know that we both know that the house needs a tremendous amount of work, and by the time we go back and sit down at the kitchen table and I make my offer, they're already primed and ready to take an offer below market value with the necessary repairs built in. I think I said that right. Yeah. Let's keep it moving. Tip number 10 is collect non-refundable earnest money from your cash buyers. Now, this is going to help you weed out buyers that are not serious. Ultimately, cash buyers that are actual investors, they're pros, right? They're pro rehabbers, they're pro landlords, they bought from other wholesalers before, they understand how the game is played. And I'm telling you right now, if they're pushing back and not wanting to give you non-refundable earnest deposit, they're probably not a serious buyer, all right? If they're trying to co-wholesale and they're pretending like they're a rehabber, they're going to tell you every reason under the sun that they shouldn't have to put up an earnest deposit, but that is not the way that you should do this business, all right? Always make people put up non-refundable so it locks them into the deal. That way your deals don't get screwed up at the 11th hour. You can thank me later on this one. Tip number 11 is to follow up, and follow up. Now, I know you guys have all heard this saying, the fortune is in the follow-up. But this is especially true in the world of wholesaling. 15% of my deals happen in the first 30 days of me marketing to a potential lead. The other 85% of my deals happens in the 60 or 360 days after I've actually marketed to those leads. So what does that tell you? That the money is in the follow-up. And I'm vicious about follow-up. That's the key. Hammer the follow-up. Hammer away. That's what I'm trying to say. Moving on. Tip number 12 is to invest in systems to help you manage your leads. Now consider investing into systems so you can keep your leads organized. Now, if you're talking to a seller and they tell you that they want to revisit selling you their home in a month or two down the road, a system like the Deal Automator can make it easy for you to set tasks and reminders. That way you are reminded to call the seller back in a month or two's time. While at the same time, it'll create an automatic follow-up of emails, texts, and ringless voicemails. That way you are constantly in front of the seller during your follow-up period. Now, outside of lead organization, a system like the Deal Automator can streamline your direct mail. It's got an amazing direct mail engine built in there with all my proven marketing pieces, can provide data on every homeowner in the entire United States. I think it's like 140 million property records. And it's also going to tell you where all the cash buyer activity is in your market. So don't skip this tip and invest in a good system. Tip number 13 is to stay consistent with your marketing to build that momentum. Now, it's really hard to make it in this business, but it's almost impossible to be successful if your marketing is inconsistent. Now, if you got a list of leads and you only send 3 mailers out to this list and then you call it quits, chances are you're not going to get a deal. If you are, it's going to be because of pure luck. Plain and simple. It might take you 5, 10, or 15 marketing campaigns or mail campaigns to start seeing that deal flow come in. It's like a hockey stick return. All of a sudden one day the leads start pouring in, and I promise you, if you stay consistent, you're going to build that momentum because the sellers are going to start to see that you're very serious about investing in their home, so stay at it. Tip number 14 is to master your paperwork. This is probably my number 1 tip that you must master, and it's so vitally important that you conquer your contracts. All right, nobody wants to get stuck in a bad deal. You don't want to find yourself on the hook for something you can't get out of. You don't want to find yourself into any legal trouble. I've seen newbie investors come into this market and get themselves into a lot of trouble because they don't have the proper contract terms. Now, because you made it this far in this video, I'm going to hook you up with my real estate contracts. In the description down below, there's going to be a link to free contracts. It's over $3,000 worth of real estate contracts, all my forms, all my contracts. Check them out. Just because you made it this far, it's my gift to you. All right? Tip number 15 is don't fear rejection. Ultimately, we're in the sales business. Rejection is going to be part of the job. How well you deal with rejection is going to ultimately tell us, the world, the universe, how far you're actually going to go. All right? If you're cold calling, you're going to get hung up on. If you're door knocking, you're going to get a door slammed in your face. All right? If you're trying to get laid at the bar, you're probably not going to today. Maybe you will. It's part of the game. Can't fear rejection. It's going to happen. People will tell you no. It's what it is until somebody tells you yes, and then there's an insane amount of money with the yes, which is awesome. And that's why we do this business. So don't fear rejection and shoot your shot. Moving on. Tip number 16, keep your pipeline full. It was so frustrating to wholesale in the beginning when I first started out because I would just focus on that one potential deal that I barely even had. It wasn't even a good deal, but I was so desperate to make money, so desperate to pull something together that it wasn't until I finally stepped back and I just decided to focus on deal flow instead of a deal, and that's when everything started to click. All right, keeping your pipeline full with leads is the only way to win in this business. Tip number 17 is find an investor-friendly title agency. Finding investor-friendly closing agents can be absolutely critical to your team, to your success, to you making a tremendous amount of money in this business. Title agencies are the ones that you go to, and escrow companies are the ones that you go to close your deals, right? All the investors, all the realtors, everybody has to go them. They're the center of the wheel. So make sure when you work with them that they're actually investor-friendly. What does this mean? They know double closes. They know assignments. They will potentially give you discounts on your closing and escrow fees. They'll connect you with other people in the local market. They're investor friendly. All right, my recommendation is go around and get a referral from another wholesaler, or go to your local REIA meeting and ask the rehabbers and the wholesalers and the realtors who they use and get a recommendation. All right, most of the time they're going to be very happy to point you in a right direction. Tip number 18 is to consider cold calling, direct mail, and Facebook ads as that 1, 2, 3 knockout punch for your marketing. Now, these 3 marketing strategies, they're a really good 1, 2, 3 knockout punch, because if you think about it, all right, and you have the budget, consider doing cold calling, direct mail, and Facebook ads as this combined effort. Because if you think about it, you just purchased the list. That, way you were going to send out direct mail to it. And that list is of highly motivated sellers. Maybe it's absentee owner, high equity list. You already purchased the list and you're going to send the mailers out anyway. You might as well skip trace the list, pick up the phone and hammer the phones and start calling them. Then take that list and upload it into Facebook and create a custom audience and start serving up ads to them. This is going to have you have multiple touch points with the sellers, We call this omnipresence. They're going to see you everywhere, and they're going to be more inclined to actually want to do business with you. Let me know in the comment section down below if you want to see a video about serving up Facebook ads to motivated sellers. All right, tip number 19 is if you get an appointment meeting, spend time building rapport with the seller. People do business with people that they know, like, and trust, people that they feel comfortable with. And if you think about this, somebody is going to sell you their most valuable asset, which is their house. They're not just going to give it away to you. They're going to make you work for it. You better show up and know how to build rapport. Now, I don't know how many times I've been told by sellers that they're doing business with me because they just like me. I might not even be the highest offer that they've had. They just like me. And that's because I was able to build rapport like a pro. So here's the key to building connection with people. It starts with trust, all right? And being able to sit down with somebody and explain what your mission is, explain why you're doing what you're doing, listening and using active listening, sharing secrets the right way, telling stories the right way, not that BS fake rapport stuff where you walk in and you look around and you see that they're into golf and now you talk about golf for an hour. It's real rapport. Just be a human being, be empathetic, be a good listener, and ask great questions, and then repeat back what they told you, and it makes them feel like they're being heard. That's how you build rapport like a boss. All right, I have other training videos on this. I'll put one right up here, and you can check out building rapport like a pro. Last tip, tip number 20, don't give up. You never know how close you're going to be to success. I remember when I first started out in this business, it was so tough. I didn't quit though. I just kept pressing forward. I just kept focusing on the things that I was going to be able to do once I was financially free. I obsessed over wholesaling. I obsessed over that customer experience. I obsessed over my marketing. I obsessed over changing my life, and I want you to do the same thing for you. Keep the faith. You're 3 feet from gold. You got this. Just keep grinding. All right, we did it. 20 wholesaling tips in under 10 minutes. That's better. Listen, I hope you guys gained a tremendous amount of value from this video. If you did, smash the like button. And like I said, I would love your feedback on this one. Drop me a comment down below. Let me know what other types of videos you would like to see from me. And as I mentioned earlier, I'm hooking you up with free contracts. Click the pinned comment down below. Click the link in the description. It's thousands and thousands of dollars worth of value. It's my gift to you for hanging out with me. And yeah, that's all I got for you in this one. I'm Cody Sperber, the original Clever Investor. Until next time, take care, comb your hair, Sperber out.